Hi everybody, I'm Doc Shocker, and welcome to this episode of Deathstate. In our last episode, we took the Pumpkin Man all the way, beat the Primal Id, and came to the realization he does in fact shoot candy corn. I know it's a stunning revelation for everybody. I think today we're probably going to go back to the top of the order. Seeker. No, I think we're going to play as Scar. I feel like playing as Scar today. As always, my first run of the game of the day. I will be very thankful to the RNGbus that we have the Fortress of Koth as our first layers, or set of layers, dimension, whatever you prefer. In my opinion, much easier floors than we could get, I guess. Still letting coffee kind of get into its thing. This is the first day of kind of living in a post-Coffee and Isaac reality, and the wheels are kind of turning slow today. But as long as we can just kind of keep our dodges crisp and not paint ourselves into corners, we shouldn't have too much trouble getting through the first couple of floors here. Desecration. Boy, it'd be quite a way to start off the day. But, well, I think we'll see what kind of shape we end up in at the end of this floor. Extra bullets, not super excited for that. I think I would have rather had some manner of radial. I think would probably work better if we were going to desecrate. There's our champion. I think this will be where it kind of weighs the most, is that we're gonna, if we get a good organ, something that'll boost our damage pretty well, I think it might be worthwhile to maybe go after that desecration. Plague damage 30%. We're not doing any plague damage yet. Although, you know, it's one of my videos, so you know that, you know, I'm gonna climb up on that soapbox here pretty soon about plague damage being the best of the damage types. See, there we go. But I don't think this is chunky enough to really be going for the desecration, so we're just going to make our way down to the next layer. I will bust that seal open. I'm quite sure that there are a good number of items that need to be unlocked from those, so we'll go for it. We'll say I'm not a big fan of this relic. It does not seem very good. Trading in. Ooh, that was a bad dodge, and I wasn't punished for it. It doesn't seem like it's too good. I'm trading in 3/4 of my rate of fire for 3 more bullets. So I mean, you know, it's a complete shift of my statistics basically, and not at all that good. Here I am, probably gonna die in the process here if I don't get that guy dead in a timely fashion. Self-fulfilling prophecy, evidently. We'll pick up the Nautiloid Heart for 1 max HP and a 10% rate of fire increase. Not bad, not bad. There's our champion. Should get us well on our way towards another organ. Still have openings in our tome and weapon slots. Alright, St. Victor's Wisdom Tooth for extra magic points. Right now, not a huge get, but down the road it might serve us well depending on the quality of relic we might land ourselves in later on. Make sure we're keeping our backsides free of anything, so we have an avenue with which to retreat if things start getting a little too hot for us here. Let's see if... Yeah, that relic is not doing it for me, and the bomb is not super good either. I pretty much have to be able to smell their breath to really get in and make it work for us. So, well, we are better off than where we started, not by a whole lot. We haven't gotten anything in the way of upgrades that have tangibly done anything for what we currently have. We have here. Encircle yourself, spinning laser beams. Grundy's planchette. Planchetta? So if that's like the eye's special ability, then I think we are officially in business. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the good stuff right there. At least until we get into some plague. That's currently, I think, where our our only tangible damage increase is currently sitting. We'll say that this is a pretty expensive trinket from the looks of it. But effective. Very effective. Grimulke's Fang, movement speed down for a 0.5 damage up, which is pretty substantial. A 0.5 would probably be somewhere in the 40% damage up range, I would assume, just spitballing. Still no weapons or tomes, though. We're gonna start feeling the burn on that sooner rather than later, I think, as we're already into the third layer. Our boss is coming up next, so you know, anything that's kinda boost our damage is going to be pretty welcome, I think. Alright, so we have the hatchet. My bullets are spooky, plus 0.1 damage. So we're shooting the candy corn. Which I'm okay with. It is a damage up, which I asked for. It's a weapon, which I asked for. So the fear effect is purely bonus, which is good. This way, we'll swing over here, get these guys. I didn't see that coming, did ya? Grab our mad loots here. Let's see, have we fought a champion on this floor? Yeah, I think we did. Methinks we did. Alright, make sure all these guys are dead. I'm really not even sure why I'm dawdling around. I guess I just don't want to make sure I haven't missed a tome, possibly. And we also have Baron Grek to fight, which we should be able to handle him pretty quickly. It's just a matter of getting over there to deal with him quickly. This is kind of a strange, meandering tile set. Because I gotta come way over here to go way over there. And I'm not exactly the fastest I've ever been. This is not exactly the best location. I think we could be fighting him either, but hopefully we can get some lasers in there to help us out a little bit. Alright, so we did drop the Grek Axe. 0.5 damage. The hatchet was nice, but Grek Axe is quite a substantial damage upgrade for us. Should put us into, yeah, a straight 2.0 damage, so I'll absolutely take it. Now we just kind of have to make our way out of here a little bit. I think there was some health down here. Was there some health down here? Yeah, there it is. Alright. Then we'll head to our first boss, either Shar Sahal or the Crystal Council. It's dangerous to go alone, but what choice do you have? Heart of Torment. Okay. Crystal Council. Clear some of the detritus here. Pepper in some lasers, which are doing some good work for us. Let's see, that's 3 of the 4. Wait for him to pop up, and then we'll try to hit him with lasers. That failed pretty miserably. Still cut him down really fast. But Crystal Council is not the sturdiest boss in the game either, so... Saint Athenbrae's? Saint Athenbrae's Heart? Is that what that was? Saint Athenbrae's Gut. Okay. Magic point, magic point, magic point, magic point. Okay. And we'll sip some coffee as we enter the Grave of Time. Or as I like to call it, easy mode being over. This place can be a bit of a troll when it wants to be. So, just got to make sure that we're working with the rate of fire that we currently have. As the Baron Grek's Great Axe is a pretty substantial rate of fire down. But you're trading it for super chunky damage, so... Very capable of bursting down the opposition. There's our first tome of the run. What do we have? Okay. Mephistanton's Lesser Infernum. Not my favorite book. Bubbles are okay. They do some okay damage and can kind of put up a defensive wall for us. They will populate the screen quite well, as you can see. Which, this might actually be a decent tome for the kind of loadout we have, where our primary bullet is pretty slow off the mark. So if it can kind of keep some of these guys off our back, I think we'll be in good shape. Make sure we get those guys. I have not seen our champion yet. And I don't think we've seen our golden chest. There's our champion. Which he should die fairly quickly, I would hope. Yeah. Alright, so we've got our first eye, the Viridian Eye for 10% damage. Or 10% rate of fire, I'm sorry. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good, pretty good. And then, let's see, we've got a regular chest, a little health we surprisingly don't need. I think more than any sort of rate of fire increase, I think a move speed is really in order. 'Cause, I'm not sure what organ it was that knocked down our move speed, but you can certainly feel it. Alright, so are we sort of at the end here? It looks like it. Alright, so yeah, I can probably sit around and fight those guys for an eternity. But I don't feel that we need to. They don't really drop anything meaningful in loot, so we'll make our way up here and hopefully track down our portal. Huzzah! Layer 6. Alright, so we're gonna have these weird spawner guys and their little invisible bullet spawning beetle thingy guys. Get the noisy heads. We've got the mad loots. What do we have up here? Iron Maiden's head. That is not going to be replacing our laser thingy here. The laser butt. I don't really know. Alright, I hear the champion. Now we just need to see the champion. There it is. Alright, yeah, I died. Alright, so we managed to outrange him, get in close, let some lasers do the work for us. Toxic Spore. Plague damage, 25% damage, plus 1 damage taken. Again, I'm not entirely sure what damage taken really communicates to, unless everything is going to be doing a full heart of damage to me now or something. It's certainly a possibility, but I've never noticed if that is in fact the case with the damage taken thing. Although I will say, if that does happen to be the case, that's really going to sort of decrease the stock value of the Toxic Spore with me, because, I mean, although we are sitting at a pretty trim 160% damage for Plague stuff, which, you know, is really putting a pretty high priority on finding something that offers Plague. I say that, but then at the same time, it's really tough to prioritize something that is entirely determined by RNGbus. Although it's very strange to make it this far in the game and not encounter something that wants to give me plague damage. Let's see. Here, get them. There's our next portal. I think we'll maybe hop over here, kill this guy. Make sure we're not missing anything up here. Other than death. Nope, does not appear to be the case. So, I guess we'll bump down to our next floor. We'll continue with basically our one-shotting of every enemy we fight. Which, I mean, that in and of itself is a pretty good argument to not switch to plague damage, because I think, you know, I think we're getting a 0.5 damage up from Baron Grek's Great Axe. But our movement speed, our shot, well, not shot speed, our rate of fire are both kind of rock bottom at the moment, so it's making it more challenging than it probably should be. Well, there's a potentially an organ for us, so hopefully we can capitalize on that. Which, the cyan eye for 10% damage. Let's see where we're sitting. 2.7. So I think if we do manage to replace the great axe, that put us down to a 2.2. Not awful, but it makes it also a kind of a tricky trade as well. The Yellow King's Eye, 12 plague bullets. Oh boy, that's actually kind of a hard thing, because they would probably crush, I would imagine, but the lasers are so good. They are very, very good, and that's, I don't know, having that 4-way laser hell that I can rain on people is pretty sweet. So I think we're gonna roll with it. Panic button that up a little bit. Come on, hit him. There we go. Dodge the skulls. Kill the slime dude. Alright, so our portal is not over there. Look up here. Nope, it's right next door. Alright, so we'll get these guys taken care of, get through our portal, and then we'll be on to our next boss fight. That was scary. Where the hell did all this gold come from? There's no way. This is solid gold. Drink some coffee first. The Hive Burrow of Erlemex. Let's see if we can't get some laser good stuff. Although we're having some, or at least I'm having some difficulty kind of keeping the lasers on target since my move speed is not very good. But while the bubbles, they're actually kind of chewing her up really well. Ah, cheap. Come on, yeah, there you go, blow up. Alright. The Robust Gut, 1 max HP. Would still like to really get us into some hit points, but... or into some speed of some variety, but... we are now in the Maze of Ix. My least preferred of the tile sets. This is probably my least favorite level of the game, as it can get pretty trolly pretty fast. All the narrow corridors and such. But I think so long as we keep moving, keep our dodging on point. Alright, Bubbles focused him down pretty good. Another 10% plague damage, and plus 0.1 damage up. Sorta has me feeling a little regret about not taking the poison relic, but it's a bit late for regrets now, I think. Come on, you little eye buggers. There we go. Wow, that was less than wholesome damage, I will say. Up in here. Slimes and zealots and everything else taken care of. We do have a seal. I am a bit loath to actually trigger that, given that we are in the maze of Ix, but we're not getting, excuse me, getting all frog-throated here, but not sure if it's the good play here. So that said, you know, we're going for it. I mean, our damage is in a good enough spot, and these seals, I think, are the way to some unlocks for us. The brutal gut stomach, damage and damage and damage and damage. More damage. Not much health. That is going to make things difficult. Make sure we're not getting pounded by bullets here. But I think we're starting to get to a point in this run where I feel like our current loadout is leveling off a little bit. I think it's time to get out of these bubbles and axes and into some good bullet hell. The bubbles are doing good work for us, but I would prefer something a little faster traveling and targeted. As opposed to blowing bubbles in the direction of your opponent, sort of thing. But we're going to make our way down to the next floor. Hopefully it not mean the end of us, as we're in a bit of a low health situation. It's a weird spider lady thing I've never seen before. While I'm too busy looking at weird spider lady I've never seen before, I'm taking hits, and that will not be doing us any favors. I want to get down here and see what the heck it is. If I killed it already, or if it's still down there floating around waiting. Nope, looks like we got it pretty handily. Alright, so we have the blue blood hungry gut, or hungry heart, and a little health, so like the first vendor in a million years to actually hook us up with some quality stuff. Alright, so that's her shtick. So you kill her and she spawns up some stuff. Can't say I'm profoundly surprised, but this is... These narrow corridors are really compromising my ability to dodge. Just gonna get that out. Ooh, got some health up here. And some red noise. Would still like to find a champion. I would like to find our golden chest or equivalent. New weapon, new tome, I think. Alright, what do we have here? Vileless slime bag, hit point down, move speed up, rate of fire up. Alright, it's not bad. I'm actually pretty happy that we got a rate of fire up and a move speed up. Because I'm already feeling a bit better about our situation. My ability to dodge is certainly improved by 10% or so. Grab that health. Glad we're getting into a better health position, for sure. Our overall health is decreased, of course, because of the bileless slime bag, but 5 health is fine for now, as long as we can get health drops. Get him, get him, get him. Alright, we'll wait for that slime to dissipate before we move into our next section here. There's our portal, which means we're in a good spot to make our exit. I think I want to clear a little bit more here. Not get dead for it. That would be super. I was actually just hoping to scoop up a health drop or two, and evidently I'm going to do the exact opposite of gain health. Oh, we've got a couple of or a chest at least down here, so that might be a move in the right direction as long as we can kind of get the battlefield cleared here enough for us to bump it and have a look. Half heart. I'll take it. It's better than having just 3 gold bars in there or something. But I think with that, we are going to bump down to the next level. I'm going to drink more coffee. Okay, this is sort of strange entry point. There's a golden chest that could potentially be holding good things for us. We'll have a look here in just a moment. What do we got? Plague bullets. We did lose our overall damage, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it takes us down to a 2.97, but we're gaining an additional 70% to that as well, so I think this is probably for the best for us, hopefully. Seems our rate of fire is pretty healthy at the moment, so we're just gonna hope this is the right choice. But I feel that it is, so. Got down here. Another eye for more plague damage and rate of fire up, the magenta cat eye. But it's amazing how one little floor here can kind of bring some stuff together in terms of a run. Just gotta keep ourselves clear of that champion and his teleportation hijinks. See, we got the yellow fatty spleen, I think. So we took a little hit on our magic point recovery, gained some max HP out of the deal. I think it's an okay trade. Our magic's in a good spot. We're not entirely burning it up just yet, so get these flying eyes away, and then we'll kill that guy. There's our portal. Alright. Again, we're sort of back to being in a less than awesome health situation, but all the same, I think we're going to be bumping down to the next floor here and fighting our boss. We have entered Ix. Alright, so we've got all them taken care of, and we have Kaman, Lord of Pigeons, with holy shooting evil dart things. That's pretty awful. Ooh, and he's zippy. Well, that was awfully cheap. Alright, there we go. There's our opening. He went down fairly quickly. I'm actually surprised in how long that fight did take, but yellow fattied spleen. So we've got a 0.4 damage up with a rate of fire. Oh, was that rate of fire down? We should probably have a look. Holy organs. Is this the yellow fatty? Nope, yellow fatty heart. Yellowed eel gut. And, looks like, let's try that again. The yellowed fatty spleen. Move speed. So yeah, where is our move speed at here? Hit 0.85. Not, the best thing in the world, but not awful either. It's costly. This has actually been kind of a long run, it feels like. Let's see, judging by the timer, it's saying we're at 35:42 on the video timer, so probably knock off 60 seconds for me mouth breathing for several seconds into a microphone and level transitions and coffee and things like that. So we're still probably at about a 33-minute run so far. But we're in good shape. Our health is low, but our damage is feeling really good for this part of the game. Very, very, very good. And kind of as a defensive measure, I've actually kind of come to a newfound respect for the bubbles, as goofy as that is. But for things that like to rush us down, going and colliding with, 30 bubbles that do some pretty good damage. Which I'm not entirely sure if they're tied to our damage stat or not. Probably with the ice damage multiplier. But again, I'm just spitballing. It's one of those, I do not really know like how a lot of the numbers are assessed in this game. So let's see, we have not found a golden chest, we have not found a champion. So we'll explore here a little bit in hopes of possibly finding something in that realm. And there we are. Wow. I would just as soon not be taking these hits. Alright, there we go. He's taken care of. We'll just kind of wait for the bullets to clear the scene here. The Golden Cat Eye, 25 damage, fire damage up, and Dark Seeking. Again, not entirely sure what Dark Seeking is either, which is pretty bad because this is, I think, the 22nd episode of this series that I've done. And I've probably seen the Dark Seeking stat, 14 out of 21 times or so. But we need to get ourselves into a health situation. That last champion we fought did kind of leave us in a bit of a tight spot. So, wow, that's quite the obscuring candelabra. We have the Golden Crossblade. That's probably, what is this? The emits lasers with a 0.4 damage up. Tempting. There is a lot of temptation there, but I am kind of liking the plague damage. And I'm pretty sure it is, yeah, far and away our highest damage multiplier by our character screen. just take it real easy as we move through here. Collect any good drops we might get along the way. By good drops, I mean pretty much exclusively health at this point. Make sure we're clearing the way for ourselves before we get greedy and kind of tunnel vision ourselves towards that health. So it's really not going to do anything super good for us to just go charging in there and take 2 hits of damage to pick up a half a heart, you know. Made a little opening for ourselves there without taking too many hits. There we go. That's a good one. That's a good one. Still no champion for this floor, I believe. So again, we'll have a little look around here once we clear that area of filth. There he is. Ah, right by our portal. Very convenient. Alright, Star Thing's Heart. Max HP, dark damage. And we're down to the next floor. Lost Arcanum 3. It's kind of a risky maneuver going that deep into that bullety labyrinth there, but just got to play this a little conservative. My movement speed is such that I don't even really want to engage too heavy into a room, so it's in time terms, it's kind of costly. As I'm interested in what all these books are, though. I mean, if it's called the Lost Arcanum, I should, you know, at some point have a choice of a couple of different books, seeing as there has been one book discovered through the entire course of the floor here, or the run, I should say. Damn it. Oh, darn it. We have taken damage. And we were doing so good about not taking damage. As we are getting pretty close to the Primal Id, and there are really only 2 ways those fights seem to go for me. And that's me getting hit by every bullet and me dodging 99% of them. We sort of never know how it's going to go until we get there. But yeah, I did not want to inadvertently take, 2 full hits of damage here? 2 full skulls, containers of damage on this floor? Because I think that's what I've taken so far. Pretty awful. I'm not thrilled about having to go in and confront the Primal Id with only 3 health, but I should be able to manage. And on that note, I think it's time we went. I can feel my intellect and presence growing beyond what I once was. You have no hope of matching my power. Okay. The seat of the Arcanist. The primal id. The soul of the abyss. Nope. Nope. As you can see, this is going to be the direction of it. I'm going to be taking just about every hit in the world. Wow, I've got some serious throat stuff going on. No, 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 no. Ah! Lost the pattern there. Man, that's a bummer. Master of the Darknesses have finished tallying your accomplishments. Your score is 4,193. I have unlocked the Nautiloid Heart and the Starthing Egg Cluster. And then we will return to somewhere between. And that's where we'll end this episode of Deathstate. If you have any... if you liked the video, please be sure to press the like button down below. If you have any comments, questions, or critiques for me, you can leave those in the comments section below. I would love to hear from you. And with that, this has been Deathstate. I'm Doc Shocker. You've been great. Happy gaming.